Bangladesh. We're joined by Mr. Mustafizur Rahman Khan, who's a senior advocate of the Supreme Court of Bangladesh. He specializes in judicial review and constitutional law. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for joining us here on Beyond. And let me in fact start off by asking you about this incident that's in fact come to light of Ishaq Ali Khan Panna, who's said to be an important leader in the Awami League, who's been found dead, it appears, while he was trying to flee from the Bangladeshi border guards. There are conflicting reports as to what would be the circumstances of his death. But the fact that this is an incident that has come to light, does it mean that there is a larger sort of a feeling within the leaders of the Awami League that they perhaps may not be safe in Bangladesh?
Good afternoon from Dhaka. First of all, as to the particular incident that you have referred, my own information is not much more than what you have just narrated. There are conflicting reports as to what has happened. But certainly in Bangladesh, there is an atmosphere of fear amongst those who were involved with the Awami League. In addition to what you have just described, there is also another additional aspect about which I should mention. A lot of leaders of the Awami League, ministers of the cabinet and persons associated with the Awami League have been arrested in recent times in particular criminal cases that has been filed against them. Now, when these people are produced before magistrates with applications of remand, they are being subjected to a public spectacle of being, harassed. They are being pelted with sandals and eggs and whatnot by a mob. So there is a certain atmosphere of fear that cannot be denied. As to the other incident that you referred, which was the journalist whose body has been recovered from a lake, I think in Bangladesh, the reports are pretty certain upon referring to certain Facebook communications that she had made, that is probably attributable to a domestic situation. There is no political angle to that. But I think that to see that Awami League leaders are being subjected to this sort of harassment only tells part of the story. Mm-hmm. It comes in the context of what has happened in Bangladesh over the past 15 years. Over the past 15 years, the Awami League government, in the lead up to the student movement, became increasingly autocratic. We had 3 cycles of election, which were, it's commonly accepted in Bangladesh that these were sham elections, where there was, widespread irregularities, ballot box stuffing. So there is a lot of pent-up frustration and anger about the excesses of the Awami League regime. And the student movement to which you have mentioned was basically the last straw on the camel's back. The reports are anything between 300 to 800 students were killed by the Awami League government's forces between the 15th of July and the 5th of August. So a lot of pent-up aggression, pent-up anger is there out in the streets. A lot of this is not orchestrated. Some of it is spontaneous. Some of it is score settling at local levels. Right. So in order to have a complete perspective of the matter, one must also take note of the lead up to the situation in Bangladesh.
I think you've very comprehensively, Mr. Khan, if I could just stop you there and probe you a little bit more. Certainly. Now, you're talking about score settling that is taking place perhaps at local levels, perhaps that is not organized, perhaps that's fairly spontaneous. But this, of course, is going to be the job that Muhammad Yunus will have to look into. Because if there is a perception that there is a witch hunt and in some ways persecution of people who belong to the Awami League party, then this, of course, perpetuates a vicious cycle of score settling from which Bangladesh will find very hard to come out of.
First of all, I think a lot of it is score settling at the local level between certain individuals. I think the government is committed to curbing the situation that is obtaining in the Bangladesh. You must understand that one of the problems that Bangladesh is encountering, or certainly the Yunus government is encountering, is many of the problems in Bangladesh are now institutionally ingrained, precisely for the reason in which the government has been run in the past 15 years. And this is one of the challenges that the government is encountering. I myself wrote a piece on this in the Dhaka Tribune the other day. What had happened is this. What is happening now is this, that in particular murder cases, Awami League leaders are being arrested and produced before magistrates, though on the face of the complaint, it seems that the allegation against the Awami League leader is perhaps far-fetched. Now, of course, these are matters of investigation.
Right.
Nonetheless, the perception in Bangladesh is that these cases are being used as a device to arrest Awami League leaders, remand them for long interrogation, and then find out whether something is a more definite particular case can be brought about against them. Now, this strategy which is being used is actually from the playbook of the Awami League, which has been used in the past 15 years, because they were basically doing the same thing. What I would have recommended under these situations is a measured use of the Special Powers Act, or subject these leaders to orders of preventive detention for, say, 30 days initially and then 90 days. Allow the investigating agencies to see whether there are any specific cases to be made out against them, whether they were personally involved in any of the excesses that have been done by the Awami League government in the past 15 years, and then produce them, arrest them in those particular cases and let the judicial process run its course. Otherwise, release them. Unfortunately, that institutional memory of preventive detention orders, which was used during the 80s and 90s, that's no longer there.
I think you've summed it up pretty well there. We're completely out of time, Mr. Khan. This of course, is a strategy that I'm pretty sure the administration of Muhammad Yunus.
But you're absolutely right. The cycle has to stop.
Absolutely. That's going to be a crucial aspect in which Muhammad Yunus's administration will be judged. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Mustafizur Rahman Khan.
Thank you so much
for joining us
and giving us
that perspective. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.